Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we're going to go over some very interesting stuff today. First of all, Bitcoin is pumping, and whoever follows me on Twitter knows exactly why and what happened on a technical scale for the pump to happen. But we are also going to go over, obviously, the Ecomi token, because the Ecomi token has suffered a 5-6% dump subsequently to a very infamous video. So we are going to react to that video, at least a part of it, because I think there are some interesting things to point out. And we are going to talk about Veve and Marvel, New York Comic Con success. We're going to talk about Bitcoin whales. We're going to talk about the economic stats, CPI, SEC, grayscale, whatever. But all of that with you guys right after the intro. So welcome all of you. Good morning, and yeah, welcome to the stream. We have to celebrate first, because we have a new member after G Money joined, who's here on the very right of my screen. And by the way, why is my camera so much on the side? After G Money joined the fam, we have Felipe joining the fam, right? The Red Hulk here, at least for now, because I don't know from Felipe just yet, which I can hear once. Guys, first of all, make sure to smash up the like button. Most important thing ever, to push out this channel to more people, to help the channel to grow and so on. Please smash up the like button right now. Very, very important. Secondly, subscribe to the channel. You subscribe for almost daily live streams on the subject of Ecomi, Veve, the broader crypto space. And finally, tick the little bell to always get notified when I start those live streams to be here live. And if you want to do something more than all the free stuff, then you can become a rare hodler. Actually, there is something new. This week, I will launch the Telegram group for all the rare hodlers. For all the people that are here, I will still have to figure out a way to add you all that are rare hodlers already. But yeah, this will be starting for a good reason. Now, we have a lot of people here already. So Mindset says, let's go. Motili, good morning to you, Mindset and Motili. Machankura is here. Good morning to you, Machankura. You are not missing many streams, right? Blaze is here. Good morning, PH. Bring the fire to the stream. I appreciate that. I hope you guys have a good, nice coffee. And Moni is also here with a coffee. Hey, Moni. This is, I don't know if you can manage to get many of these streams here, but I'm glad to see you on my live stream as well. So let's take a sip of coffee together and jump right in. I will keep the economic section very, very short, also because this is old new, basically old news. But since I haven't done a live stream since the Jordan Rees interview, I just want to say consumer price rose 0.4% in September, more than expected. That was the reason why we could not come out of the gutter. And this is really short, as you can see. Okay, maybe we can have it like this. SEC won't appeal the loss in grayscale case, boosting the odds GBTC can become Bitcoin ETF. So this is the reason why we are green today, together with some other reasons. But this is the main reason why we are green today, why Bitcoin is pumping. If you haven't seen it yet, Bitcoin is really pumping. Look at this. Boom, right? So yesterday I posted, if we break out, or that we on Twitter, that we break out here, and if we close this on a 4-hourly, that's a confirmed breakout. We broke out. I was suspecting maybe we are bearishly retesting this side under this, but no, we are just creating a big fat fake out, and we're back in our rising channel, right? But nonetheless, the reason for this is this. So the SEC doesn't appeal against the Grayscale filing. Grayscale filed to convert the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust into a Bitcoin ETF, and the SEC doesn't appeal it anymore, so they try to deny this conversion. But now that the judge said they can convert, the SEC doesn't appeal it, and that, my friends, says basically, hey, yo, let's just push out the Bitcoin ETF as much as we can, and then we'll approve it, basically, right? So everyone knows what's coming. Big fat bull run is coming. We also have someone here without with an unspeakable name, it's JKL XRP. Yo, bringing the fire as well. And Osman collects 63 G day. Good day, everyone. So here, welcome to the stream, you guys. Almost 20 people here already, so let's keep this going. Obviously, we have also some other stats pointing in the direction of next big bull run, as we said, coming in. Bitcoin transaction volume hits 5-month high. 7-day moving average of Bitcoin median transactions volume hit the 5-month high, 324 on October 6th. So also the Bitcoin volume here is speaking this language, right? Then this is interesting. So whenever, so actually the net unrealized profit loss currently in the neutral area is approaching the fear level once again. This is very interesting because you have seen, and this is from right before we pumped, right? We have seen, and here you see it. We have seen that whenever we have been on the verge of the next breakout, we revisit this fear zone once again. Now we revisited it. It's clear market manipulation, and now we're breaking out once again, right? JKL XRP says, XRP is not a security. I was at the Ripple XRP proper party, a celebration F the SEC. Yo, absolutely right. And absolutely what we want to know in the altcoin space, right? So I appreciate you coming in here and saying that because I 100% agree with you. Smash up the like button if you agree with JKL. Yeah, so this coincides with high risk, low risk, intermediate risk. This is interesting, right? Because I want to read this with you because people act against this, right? So maybe I can put the chat for now on the top here. So true in 1994 and today, and this is from Benjamin Graham. I think it's very interesting. I think we should know about this, and I think we should hear this out, right? So the intelligent investor realizes that stocks become more risky, not less, as their price rise. So substitute stocks with Bitcoin here, as their prices rise, and less risky, not more, as their prices fall. And everyone's like, oh, it's very risky, right, to buy here in the bottom zone because Bitcoin could, and I don't know how much dump. But when Bitcoin is firing up the rocket and going into parabolic bull run, everyone is, yo, let's buy. It's absolutely, everyone's getting rich and so on, right? So the intelligent investor dreads a bull market since it makes stocks more costly to buy, and conversely, so long as you keep enough cash on hand to meet your spending needs, you should welcome a bear market since it puts stocks back on scale. Right, so we are going to act accordingly, and we are dreading the bull run, at least in terms of our accumulation, which is why we are accumulating already since a longer time. Now, this is also what the Bitcoin whales were doing, and the Bitcoin whale numbers had another huge accumulation day. 16 more wallets now hold between 100 and 1000 BTC, and they correlate with smaller wallets graduating to the next tier. As key stakeholders grow, the argument for a bullish future gets stronger. This also was before we broke out, and we see here on this chart that in fact these wallets are accumulating, and they are usually accumulating because retail gets before retail gets the message. And don't worry guys, we're getting to our Ecomi and Veve in a second. Just stick with me here. Now, this is also very interesting. Real estate, debt, equities, money and gold in the spotlight compared to trillions, right? So real estate green, debt of the world in trillions in red, equities 108, base money and then gold, right? So even if you add everything up besides real estate, it doesn't outweigh that at all. And look at how many trillions are in Bitcoin, almost nothing, right? So it is fair to say that if some money in a crisis is allocated to Bitcoin, that there is a 25x potential or so for Bitcoin just to go to the level of gold and beyond, right? So if base money flows in, it's even more. So the case for the next 20 years for Bitcoin is really, really big, really, really bullish, and we're nowhere near where we should be for Bitcoin, right? Yeah, and this is now something that actually came true. I picked this out on the weekend for you to show. And oh, Justin said LFG, Justin, welcome to the stream. Good morning to you. I picked this when I drew in this flag, but here look at this bearish rising wedge before the breakout, right? Rising wedge breakdown before we really went. Again here, the bearish rising wedge breakdown, and now we just had a bearish rising wedge breakdown. And could this be our uphill start right now in the charts in Bitcoin for today? I think this is the case. This is really where we are right now. I think there is not much downside to expect anymore, despite the usual corrections on the uphill, right? So just before a parabolic run, Bitcoin forms a bearish chart pattern, a rising wedge. Price action shows breakdown from the rising wedge, but flips to the upside and starts the parabolic rally. Funny how this seems to play out at the moment. And one more thing in terms of the overall price. So someone posted this a couple of days ago, breaking news: Caroline Ellison and Sam Bankman-Fried conspired to keep Bitcoin under 20,000. The question is why and for whom? And this is very interesting because we have suspected, right, that our bear market trough is actually lower than it should have been. It should have only dropped to 17,000, but it dropped to 15,000 and something. And we know that also Terra Luna got attacked by a massive stablecoin dump, so funds that these guys had, right? So could FTX have been a massive instrument to manipulate the market once again before big players are coming into the space? This is absolute tinfoil hat conspiracy material, but just think about it for a second. They have been used to pay funds to certain parties. They have been used, or they have been, they are closely aligned to most of the breakdowns of where users lost their funds of other exchanges like Celsius, Voyager, 3 Arrows Capital, and so on. They are closely linked to all of this, and actually they have been commingling. They have been talking to a lot of influential people, and the big question is now, and this is even maybe not subject of the law cases or of the justice cases, but the question is, have they been actively suppressing and holding down the Bitcoin price for certain entities to get in? You can answer that question yourself. There are government institutions. There are asset managers, trillion asset managers who were interested in holding this price down. So ask yourself this, right? Let's take a look at the market quickly. So in the last hour, the market is green. Charge is led by Bitcoin, SV, and Render, but altcoins are not really reacting. Obviously not, because Bitcoin is rallying. If Bitcoin is rallying, usually altcoins are bleeding into the space. Someone said here, my chat doesn't refresh it here really. Let me just quickly open my chat a little bit. Oh, Blaze said that. Okay, Blaze says SBF was just puppet IMO. Yeah, probably, very likely. So look at this. On the week, we are still slightly in the red. So the altcoins didn't recover this, but Loom is just going absolutely crazy. Just appeared in the top 100, and look how this thing looks in in the month, only the last month, Loom pulled a 7.6 x on the price, right? So Loom is going absolutely crazy, and obviously the warning here is this is a ship that has already sailed. I don't know what Loom does, but if something is up that much on the month, then this ship has already sailed. Let's look at the top 200 quickly. Also in the top 200 we have now some things that are reacting, that are booming. So we have Wemix, Strax is actually up double, Band Protocol 40%, and where is Ecomi? Ecomi is always at another position, and I always have to look at it. So 5.8% still on the month, but if we look, we are actually down 3.4% on the week, and we're talking about why in a second. So you see here really also the top 200 is reacting slightly, and once Bitcoin is moving sideways and facing an overhead resistance, we will be seeing some altcoins starting to rally hard. So yeah, let's talk about the dollar real quick, because the Dixie, the dollar, is has been trying to regain the uphill trend line. By the way, why is this 4 hourly? Yeah, so actually what does it mean regain? It's more like a bearish retest maybe. So if you want, you could draw this a little. Yeah, it's like it tried to reclaim this trend line here. So we have been, since July, we've been going up the hill on this trend line, and now we lost it. We came back up, tried to get it back, and we are red again. So hopefully this is a bearish retest and that we crash for the XY. That would be very bullish. Now, quick one for the Nasdaq. We are still in a, why is everything on a 4 hourly chart? Sorry about that, guys. But we are still in this pattern, and we are observing this pattern since the 31st of July, more or less, where this trend line started to play out here. So we really have the Nasdaq here in this flagging consolidation phase, and the big question is, will it break to the upside or the downside? If the DXY goes crashing to the downside, the Nasdaq will go up, and this will largely benefit Bitcoin. And we are flying through these because we are discussing them every day, but I want to get to the super interesting stuff, right? So let's get to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin right now, as you can see here on the 4 hourly, is having a very, very big day. Let's see how much we are up. So from that candle where we really started to observe this, or where I started to observe this, we're up 4%. That is a big move. We are basically up 4% in a little bit more than 24 hours. So what we're having right now is a formation where you could say that we have another uptrend, right? So we had this rising channel, it broke to the downside, or you could also say this wedge, it broke to the downside and just pumped up once again. So now, as you remember, we were and we are still looking this big head and shoulders pattern, but it also could be, and we said that many times on the stream, somewhat like a W pattern. And this is still in decision-making process, because if we're coming up and we're challenging this new, sorry about that, because it just blocked me from sorry about that, 5 minutes. We don't want the 5 minutes. Okay, there we go. It blocked me from painting. So if we're challenging this head and shoulders there, and we are actually able to break above this level where we are, look at this here, we can see it better. Okay, so there we go. So if we can come up to re-challenge this upper line, this is the biggest overhead resistance in the history of Bitcoin, right? Confluence on the weekly, and confluence again. So confluence, bear market breakdown, plus confluence, we are trying to coil up here, right? So can we break above, if we are coming up to challenge this, this is the moment where inverse head and shoulders gets invalidated and double bottom gets confirmed, right? Osman Collect says, got to run, but really enjoy your content, dude, and the collaborations you do with Jordan and around the Ecomiverse. Will catch the reply later. Take care, mate. Yo, take care, have a great day, and importantly, I think if I recall this correctly, I am on around the Ecomiverse later today. So yeah, Jordan invited me, I think. So we will see each other there. Anyways, yeah. So that is what I expect for Bitcoin. You see here already. I mean, on the weekly, the pump doesn't look that impressive, but we also don't know if it's over. What is important here is we have seen also that this is a resistance level. So we want to see this broken and this is only the beginning of a new week, right? We want to see this broken. We have a nice run up here to make it happen. And this is a moving average coinciding with another big resistance. So if we break this, I think we will fly out to more. The RSI is still good, so we could have a bigger pump there. This also goes along with Bitcoin dominance, and if Bitcoin dominance keeps rising, which we are expecting Bitcoin dominance to rise, then we will see the altcoins lagging behind. Now, the total altcoin market, and this is very important now, or very interesting now, because we have said if this breaks down and if we lose level, yeah, then and it was looking 2 times in the last month, it was looking like we could lose this level and get a massive down correction for the altcoins. But once again, we bounced here, we bounced here, we bounced here, and this is the total altcoin space minus Ethereum minus Bitcoin, right? So, and we are really coming to a decision point here. So we have here confluence for a downtrend, and you see this here, right? So we are more or less squeezing in this pattern here, and this can play out for a couple of more months if you want, but we are observing it because if we go down, we will lose massive shares of our altcoins. So what we really want to see is these altcoins to rise, so that when Bitcoin goes hard again, that we can come down here and move more in this range for the altcoin space before we have a massive breakout and a massive altcoin season, which also will affect the Ecomi price, right? Going to the Ecomi price, we see it here, and this is now where we get into our juicy Ecomi topic. So as you see it here, Ecomi has actually had a little bit of a breakdown, right? So if we see this here, we were running really good coming out of this U shape. We are expecting this to be a broader, maybe a broader cup and handle thing, right? But we were really coiling up and consolidating here, and then boom, we got a breakdown that has been half eaten up, but we're still red, right? Today we're still red. And the reason for this, in my opinion, is the Coffeezilla video. And this is why I made the thumbnail. Of course, we are bullish over the long term, but some whales are, or some people are finding the need to dump their tokens on this news. I don't know if they want to play the market. Be very careful. I think it's not a big deal, just to get this out already. But we are still going to watch this together right now. Here from the Coffeezilla video. Just let me get this. So this is going to go a couple of minutes, but I will pause and react obviously to it. And I want you to pay close attention to what he really says, because there are people on Twitter and so on that are blowing this out of context. And yeah, we'll look at a part of this video, not all of the video. If you want to see it, then you head over to Coffeezilla channel. Important thing is that this video has already more than 2.5 million clicks. So 2.5 million or more people have seen this. So yeah, let's jump right in.
talking about their scams, since they brought it up, I wanted to remind people about that, what they're really about. Dylan Dennis, as we said, promoted 20 crypto scam projects for money. But the funny thing is, I don't know if I emphasized a lot, we stopped looking after 20. I mean, trying to find the total number was like counting raindrops. And here's more scams that we missed just to prove my point. And more, and more, and more, and more, and more. And then on the other side of the table, you have...
So yeah, basically the main accusation here against Dylan and Logan is, or Logan Paul, is that they have used a lot of, they have launched their own NFT projects, their own crypto projects, and scammed people with it, so real rug pulls, but they have also used accepted promotions for such projects, and then basically have participated or offloaded their tokens before basically that project got rug pulled.
Logan Paul, who tries to pretend CryptoZoo was his only scam and he never profited from these scams. But that's not true. Take Dink Doink. He pumped and dumped that meme coin and made money. Here's him buying it, then he promoted it, and then he sold it. He also hyped up Elongate and then dumped that coin.
It's all good. Elongate made me rich. Elongate, baby. Let's go. Elongate token.
Here he is pumping and dumping another coin called F Elon. Made about 100K with that tweet. So this guy is not some one-time scammer or somebody who got mixed up with a bad person. He is the bad person. And there's even stuff I have in my files, which I guess I'll just drop here, even though it probably should be a whole separate series or video. I'm just so bored with this grifter that I can't be bothered. You know, it's just after you document the, fifth or sixth thing, it's kind of hard to get excited about it, but I'll put it here. Did you guys ever hear of when he promoted this crypto coin called Omi?
OMI, I think, is like another one.
Bro.
Am I good?
What are you saying? You have the same weird little coins that no one's ever heard of yet as me.
Let's go.
You have Omi?
Yeah, bro.
Shut the up.
Shut up, dude. No way. This is totally...
So just to put this in context, this was in the middle of the last bull run, right? So this was when Omi got really pumped hard. So let me just get here into Omi quickly to show this to you. So this was when Logan Paul and the others endorsed this. This was somewhere here, right? So where Omi was really rallying hard. So the accusation is that they have basically used this here as a pump and dump. And note the language. He tells before from rug pulls and from scams. But when he comes to the Omi crypto token, he talks about a pump and dump. And a pump and dump can be easily pulled off without the involvement of team members, right? Without the involvement of anyone else. You can just use a token, buy a ton of it, endorse it, and then dump it on the people that are following you. So basically what he is doing is he's dumping on his following. But let's continue here.
Totally isn't planned at all to pump this coin so we can make money on our young audience. Now, I know you might want to give him the benefit of the doubt there, but that reaction was so fake that even their co-host, Mike, who's Logan's whipping boy, can't help but be skeptical that this was all a little too rehearsed.
But I want a bunch of that because I like that one. Pokemon.
Y'all definitely talked about this.
No, I swear, on my
so
kids.
On my kids, we've never talked about this. What a charming guy. Well, what if I told you I had video evidence of them talking about buying Omi, colluding behind the scenes before their podcast went live to you guys?
Yo, Ben, we need some more of these Ecomis.
Please, bro, please. EOD, if possible.
Yep.
Because we have an episode going tomorrow where we talk very highly of Omi, and I wouldn't be surprised if that caused some traction.
Let's go.
Omi a wagon.
Let's go.
Logan Paul hanging.
So this one is obviously the craziest part of them all, because they're approaching someone called Ben, where most people in Omi Ops absolutely know who is meant, and saying we need more of this because we are going to endorse it. So mainly saying we are going to pump the price, and and then they're probably offloading these tokens, right? So, and NFT Hero adds here from our chat, Coffee has this wrong, as they had already filmed the episode, so the conversation may have been true. However, it was still a pump and dump. Well, even if they filmed this, they basically filmed this, didn't release it, then they approached the guy to get more to release it then. Fake or not, as you say, it would be still a pump and dump. And it involves at least one bad actor that has large amounts of OMI, right? So yeah, so that is where. But the most important point here is to distinguish what's a pump and dump and what's not. But there's another mistake that Coffeezilla made, in my opinion, in this video. Although, and don't get this wrong, I really like the video and the way that it is researched and made, and I think it's a very important video because these things are harmful to the NFT space, to the crypto space, and they need to be called out.
Hanging out with the guy he's never talked about OMI with before. Remember, on my kid's life. And they say, hey, we need to buy more of these Ecomi or OMI. You know, more, as in they've bought it before, meaning they've talked about it. You know, and the guy they're talking to, by the way, is Ben Gadenzi, who is selling these coins to influencers privately at a discount behind the scenes. And then those people, a lot of them would just dump it on the market and hurt retail. And worst of all, like, they mention the fact they know it's going on the podcast. And that's the reason they want to buy it early, because they know, quote, I wouldn't be surprised if that caught some traction. It's just blatant market manipulation. But you know, some people might say, hey, don't be so critical. He did say not financial advice.
OMI is not financial advice. You know what OMI is at right now, right?
It's like fractions. It's hundredths of a penny.
0.003. This they didn't pay me to do this. They should. I'll reach out to them, but
we'll take free coins.
See, he said not financial.
Yeah, and this is very true. I mean, everyone and his mother is doing this on YouTube as well, including me, that we are saying not financial advice, because we really, some people are using it like I protect myself line, right? And other people really mean it. So, for example, why do I say not financial advice? Because I don't want to give you have to buy this right now. On the other hand, I'm informing on things that I'm looking at, and I'm very well aware that people are seeking at least some information that they can put together to get into whatever investment, right? So at least that. But they use the line not financial advice just to legally protect themselves against when this pump and dump goes through, that they said this is not financial advice. We basically told no one to buy it, although they are implying to buy it, right? So I think, yeah, this is a very, very controversial line to use, and I think the context makes how this is, if this is really meant or not. Now the other thing, you did notice that in this podcast, actually, OMI was 003. So he said OMI is at the moment 003. So it's nowhere near the all-time high when they endorsed it. So they probably bought it OTC way lower. It's 003, and they wanted to pump it, right? So keep that in mind for the rest of the video.
Financial advice, and that he wasn't paid for this. Although he said he was going to try to get paid for this. Does that make it a get out of jail free card? Well, let's look at the impact. Obviously, insiders like Logan and Chase got in early and bought it up, realizing that it probably was going to catch some traction when they came out on this coin totally normally and not in a planned way. In fact, one guy sent in $852,000 right before the podcast, saying, we'll be on YouTube and I'll be pushing it hard on my socials as well. Logan then posts the episode with a cash emoji saying, broke to millionaire in 14 days, watch or bankruptcy. You know, more not financial advice. And what happened next? I think anyone could have predicted. This is the price chart of OMI. The dot on the left is where they told you to buy. The miserable line down is where we are now. OMI is down 99%. Meaning if you put in $1.
And this, so he's saying here, meaning if you put in $1, it's worth 1 cent only. That is wrong. It's actually wrong, because if you are looking at the chart of Omi and you pull, and this is where Coffeezilla needs to, I mean, it maybe for him in his video and everything that he meant, it doesn't matter, but it really matters because most altcoins are down 90-something% still from the all-time high. Like most altcoins, including some in the top 100. So if you take the absolute wick, and he was below that, but if you, where they told, if you take the absolute wick and you come down to where we are right now, we are down 93%, not 99%. It looks like this is not a difference, but it is a big difference because the rug pull projects are down 99.999%, while real projects, including some of the really good projects, are down from the all-time highs 91%, 93, 95% in the crypto space. And we were, if you would go down to the absolute maximum wick, we were down 96% at the absolute lowest bottom. So even if you would have made the video somewhere here in the absolute bear market, we were never down 99%. So technically that is a false information, right? And it seems like something which would not matter, but I think it matters because this is clear misinformation, and it is harming the token. So I don't know if he just more or less wanted to show that this token got pumped and dumped into oblivion, which is true for Ecomi in some way. But if we were to look at, for example, live coin watch here, let me just get quickly the chat and myself out of the way. Look at this. So here on the right, we have the percentage from all-time high. Even Bitcoin is 60% down from all-time high. Ethereum 67%. XRP 87%. Here we go. ADA is 91 almost 92% away from all-time high, which is very close to Ecomi's level, right? Then here, Polkadot is down 93%. Bitcoin Cash is more down from all-time high than Ecomi. AVAX is down more from all-time high than Ecomi Avalanche. So this is not really, so the conclusion that he's drawn, Filecoin is down 98.6% down from all-time high, right? ICP 99.3. So actually the distinction between a real rug pull where you have 99.999% versus a top 100 coin is very, very important. 97% Algorand. Algorand is a project that is flourishing, right? 97%. Ecomi is not too bad at the moment. So yes, did they do a pump and dump on the community? Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Just the percentage that we are down doesn't have to do anything with it. And I think there Coffeezilla should have made a better assessment, because if you would have said that subsequently after producing that video, right, somewhere here, Ecomi got dumped in only the matter of 63 days. Ecomi got dumped 85%. That would be the correct assessment that they made from. So this is the correct assessment, in my opinion, is. So where's 0003? Here. So they bought below that, made 300%, so a 3x or so. Maybe they bought lower, and let's say they made a 5-6x and then dumped on everyone, right? Or if you would come in here, you take the wick and you go down below. In the maximum, you could argue that you went 91% on this dump onto the community. So overall, I think it's an important video because, I mean, all the other things, but including Ecomi into that was also important and was the right move. The conclusion that he drew is not correct, in my opinion. So let me know what you think about this. But there is a point, and this is what led to our little drop here, the video. But there, sorry about that. Where was I? The video led to this little drawdown. However, what I wanted to get in here is this video might be doing more good than harm, because now 2.5 million people know about or have heard the name Ecomi token, although in a bad context. But you see, the usually bad PR is better than no PR, right? So this could actually have the effect that people will, in a couple of months, remember Ecomi, but not really in which context they heard it, and also maybe do their research into it or look into it, how it really is, and find out that it's actually forming quite a bit of a bullish pattern and so on. So yeah, I mean, could it help us? Yeah, sure. With 2.5 million, I think in 1 or 2 months, no one remembers this thing here anymore, because the people that have been in the Ecomi VV fam, they knew already that Logan Paul and co were pumping and dumping the token. Everyone knew this already. It was just a question, a matter of time, when this video would come out. Yeah, so let's talk, and this is a little bit of a sad moment in my opinion as well, that was chosen to put this video out, because by the way, someone said here something again, and I don't know why some people are locked out of my chat. Blaze says Logan is real POS. Hope that video also works well with the court case. We will see, but if that evidence is probably already out from before, right? So yeah, we don't know. But the sad thing is that this overshadowed a really good moment for Veve, which is the backbone for Ecomi, because Veve has been oh, they just retweeted something apparently. So Veve has been at the New York Comic Con, as we see here, right? So
Groundbreaking and historic event. We saw so many amazing firsts. Our first physical-only Marvel comic with the entry of the Superior Spider-Man Returns #1. Our first digital comic release with the Addiction #1. Our first partnership with Funko with the announcement of the Funko Gold 18-inch physical digital pair. And our first Louis Vuitton release, the Sea Warriors. Beyond drops, Veve joined in the global celebration of everything comics, collectibles, and fandom. Cosplayers and enthusiasts from around the world stopped by the Veve booth to learn all about digital collecting and to show off their amazing creations. And from the main stage, Marvel and Veve demonstrated their continued commitment to digital comics, collectibles, and their fandoms.
And that's curtains for this New York Comic Con. We had a great time at the Big Apple and meeting so many new faces and familiar friends.
okay, so we have here a nice after New York Comic Con video, and we have also seen that New York Comic Con is a big success. The newest comic is already announced. This comic, by the way, is going for $15,000 or so in the highest grades. There are a couple of them only on the market, so this could be something to go for. Yesterday we had the X-Men comic, I Am Common Gang again, so I didn't get something really rare out of it. And I'm thinking about even maybe selling some of these to get something bigger. I want to get one of the more valuable secret rares. So, but this was the comic yesterday. It was postponed to yesterday. So I hope you guys got something cool. So we see they have a lot of nice material here. Yesterday they also launched this propaganda drop. This sold out. The X-Men sold out. What did not sell out was the collectibles, and I think they got the edition sizes a little bit wrong there. So there is a discussion, and then there is this one here. There is a discussion, and there is also a discussion about new wallets that I want to get in a little bit. Look through the comments. Do we know if this is Dr.? What do you mean, like Dr. Profit? Look through the comments. Do we know if this is? Can you elaborate on this, because I don't really know what you mean. While I will be going on this here as well, This is pretty big, so let's watch this quickly together.
Please welcome to the stage some of my favorite people. First off is Senior Director of Marketing, Alex Gonzalez. Veve's co-founder and COO, Dan Crothers.
He's shielding you from some bullets.
Oh, thank you, Cap.
Oh, that's one for the books.
Thank you.
To get the hype train fired up. Okay.
A little drum roll. Veve.
Funko's first ever venture into Marvel collectibles on the gold line on an 18-inch tall Tony Stark Iron Man. Oh!
Ooh, I'll get out of his way.
Wow.
Please.
Really good here, in my opinion. This partnership with Marvel, Funko, and Veve. Obviously, many people already, but did we get user wallets and so on? They make marketing, but we don't get any users, any traction. I will comment this in a second. Let me just quickly go into the chat here. Straight out of my bed says, I wonder if Omi Whale Tracker has Ben's wallet ID. Would love to see how much Omi he has left. I think there are some people that have at least some wallet IDs, but you know how it is with those whales. They are parking their Omi on Vechain, on the ERC20. Some is converted, some is not, maybe split out into many wallets. If you want to know some information about this, I think Chevy Torres has a lot of the IDs and has also mapped out whale wallets, at least from the Vechain times. So I think he can help. Maybe you want to address or get in touch with him on Twitter about this. Tito says, do you know what the big announcement was? I don't know actually, but I have heard some alpha actually from some people that were there. That what was that again? Let me try to remember. It was nothing too big that I heard. It was that. What I heard is that there is transfers coming back to the app, collectible transfers with a specific, I think, oversight or proving mechanism, and that you will be able to make offers for collectibles in the app, and that you can reject the offer and make a counter offer, and that this is all between two parties, so that you have this peer-to-peer, this like trading / OTC trading and so on functionality in Veve, so that you can go through a collection of someone else and say, hey, I want this, I'll make you an offer, right? So yeah, many great things. Blaze says many great things happening with Veve at the moment, very bullish. Yeah, and that's why where I say it's a little bit sad that this Coffeezilla video came out right in this, because, for example, look at this video here that we had, like limited edition Iron Man collectibles, right? I mean, if you look at the Marvel account here, they have 18.3 million followers, and this video from Veve has been seen by 290,000, almost 290,000 people since the 15th, so since yesterday. It is likely that more and more people are going to see this, and here is where some FUD comes in, and I usually take everything seriously, but here, when you post something like I did, for example, 18.3 million potential of seeing this, and people are saying yes, but the last time also they posted, it's not about the one post and the 18 million seeing it on one post. It's about the continuous and long-term partnership and endorsement between Marvel and now with Funko and with Louboutin and all the other brands that they have to slowly but surely implement Veve and the company that is generating these revenues into their marketing strategy. And there are many great things that are coming, as Blaze says, or have been coming right now. It's not only that they posted about them. It's not only that they are endorsing them on their main stage, it's also that they are comfortable now to release a physical variant with a VV logo, that they are including them more and more into the marketing strategy of Marvel. And Marvel is part of Disney, so you will see the more revenue Vivi can generate for Marvel, the more long-term this partnership is, the more they will include them in more and more advertisement from those big brands into more and more advertisement channels. So what you could imagine, for example, is that they will do more of this, hey, you go to the cinema, you watch a movie, and then you can redeem a collectible on Vivi, for example. They will probably at some point endorse Vivi on the Disney Plus channel. Maybe it's 4 years out and so on, but this probably will be coming. And now at the moment, Vivi is proving their value to them, because even in a bear market, Vivi is selling out Marvel comics. So yesterday, they have made $70,000 in revenue from that Marvel drop, right? Not in revenue. Is it revenue? What's the English word? It's turnover. So the full, like $7 times 10,000 editions, right? So $70,000. And I think this is very important, because they prove their value to these big brands, and big brands in the bear market, they are not making money on most of the NFT projects. So right now, improving that value, getting endorsed is more important. It's not so much for mass adoption. It's more important to prove to other brands that they are worth onboarding basically with those brands on the Vivi app, because it's the only functioning app in the NFT space, right? So yeah, I think that is very worth looking at. And I think it's too short to just say, oh, we didn't get many users out in a bear market from that, because people will remember Vivi. People will remember that they see Vivi every time together with Marvel, and it's about this long-term approach. So let's look at the user growth and what brings users and what does not bring that many users. So here we go, right? So the Comic-Con is from here, basically, where we're kind of steady, and then we got 2 users on that day, and then we got another user only, and then it ramped up throughout the Comic-Con. So here we got some 20 users, and then we got some another 25 users, and then we lost 10 users, right? And then the X-Men drop came out, and actually from here 785. So here we got almost 200 users, and it increased by another 5. So with the X-Men drop, we really got a user spike, right? So, and obviously this could be anorganic, there could be some bot wallets and so on, sure. But also it could be that there were users from the Comic-Con that were waiting for the first drop with $20, because you don't go to Comic-Con, you find out about Vivi, and then you're just downloading the app and put hundreds of dollars in. I also didn't do that. When I downloaded the app with the first Marvel comic, I bought 2 Marvel comics on drop. So my entry price there was $12, right? It was $14. Now for them to go for the X-Men drop is $20. So here we have it. Maybe a couple of hundred people were sitting there with $20 waiting for the X-Men drop, and then the X-Men drop got postponed, right? So don't forget about that. They were waiting for the X-Men drop, and then it got postponed, and now after being postponed, maybe they got into their first drop. We will see how because if this is bots will liquidate. It's above retail, so they will liquidate, so we should have a drop of users there. If this doesn't happen, then it was not too many bots, right? So yeah, Crazy Dan says, hey PH, I think the Coffeezilla video will be much more positive than negative long term, as it criticizes Logan Paul, not Omi. Also, it's free advertising. Any news is good news in marketing. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you there. As long as there's no shady stuff from team members or so on part of this analysis of Coffeezilla, then I think I agree with you that it's better than worse. And as I said before, people will be finding out about Ecomi, and Coffeezilla did a great job at in addressing or using the right terminology, right? He used pump and dump and rug pull for one project. He used scam and rug pull for one side and pump and dump for the other side, explaining that Logan Paul and Dylan were pumping and dumping the Ecomi token. And as I said before, you don't need the involvement of a team member to pump and dump the token. You can get into a dead token, buy a ton, then endorse this token with the reach that you have everyone buying this token, and then you sell off your bags yourself and you abandon, basically, right? So that could be happening as well. Trent come here to vent says, live from Australia. Yo, good morning to Australia, or is it in the middle of the night for you guys? I don't know, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, nonetheless, that is the case. So for me, I am more bullish than before on Ecomi and Veve, right? So yeah, that is the user growth side. I quickly want to emphasize what I just said with a statement from Corey here from Veve. Time is trust. Gotta spend time earning the trust of top tier brands and licensors before they are willing to feature your name next to theirs in larger advertisement campaigns. We are getting there, and we'll continue moving the needle on this front. So I think this is really good. Corey is a team member, he was a YouTuber before, and he is doing a really great job in my opinion. I really like him. Yeah, and he responded this to Superstar Money. So yeah, there we go. 5:42 p.m. my brother. Yo, you are up. You are up in yeah. It's still possible for you to get some coffee, right? I think 5:42 is like on the verge. I don't like to drink coffee after 5 p.m. But you're watching Crypto Morning Coffee. For you, it's Crypto Coffee Time Coffee. So yeah, there we go. I think this assessment from Corey is probably what they are also thinking, believing, and telling inside of Veve. So I think it's a very valuable one here for them. And yeah, I think that makes us more bullish for Ecomi, right? Blaze says, when Veve in Australia, keen as for an event. Yeah. Actually, I think all the other continents are waiting for some Ecomi and Veve stuff. Yeah, I think that's it for today. I think there is some other stuff that I had, but I think I will do another video. It's time for me to do more Ecomi and Veve videos also. Guys, we have 30 people here. Could you please do me the favor and smash up the like button right now? We have so many people here coming in from Australia. We have people from all around the world. Beer in crypto says it says Trent. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you all coming in here. Please, 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 on your way out, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. If you like reaction content, then also let me know. I've never done it before. I just wanted to react to this one because I think it was necessary. Also, please let me know in the comments below what I have to cover, which information about Ecomi and Veve I missed. Yeah, tick the little bell to always get notified when I start a live stream, upload a video. And guys, wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. And I see you tomorrow at Crypto Morning Coffee.